Good morning, Year 1, and welcome to your very first maths lesson of Summer Term 2. This week we're going to be learning a brand new topic that falls into the topic all about properties of shape, and it is called position, direction, and movement. Now we need to think back before the half term when we were learning about fractions, because those words we're going to use lots this week in our new topic. Can you say after me? 1 whole. Good job. Can you say after me? 1 half. Well done. And the last one, 1 quarter. Good job. So we are going to be using these words a lot this week. Whole, half, and quarter. Now, today's focus is all about making turns. So we're going to be making whole turns, we're going to be making half turns, and we're going to be making quarter turns. That's why these words are going to come into use. Now let's have a look at the picture here that Miss Tanner has drawn. You can try this picture at home as well. All you need is a piece of paper and a pencil. You're going to start by drawing a giant circle, and you're going to split it into 4 equal pieces, just like we did when we were making our pizzas. Now, to understand this circle a little bit better, we're always going to start at the top. And I've used some different colors, so hopefully it makes a bit more sense. We're going to start with the blue. So we're going to start at the top. Can you follow the blue line? Starts here and it stops right here. I would say that I have just done a quarter turn. I have done a quarter of the pizza. I've gone a quarter of the way. I've made a quarter turn. Good job. Now, let's go back to the starting point and let's follow the red line. This time it goes through the first piece and it keeps going through the second piece. So it goes from the top all the way to the bottom. This time I would say that I made a half turn. Now let's go back to the top and we're going to follow the green line through 1 piece, 2 pieces, and 3 pieces, and it stops here. I have now made a 3/4 turn. And the last one, let's start back at the top and follow the black line through 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces right back to the top. I have made a whole turn. Good job. Now we're going to use this circle in a minute when I show you what our task is today. But before we go, can you repeat these new words after me? Listen first and then repeat. Quarter turn. Good job. This time, can you say half turn? Well done. Can you now say 3/4 turn? Good job. And back to the top. Can you say whole turn? Good. Or we could also call this a full turn. Can you try saying that one? Well done. Good job. So we're going to be using those words a little bit later. For today's task, we're going to be taking 2D shapes and turning them different ways. So we're going to be making quarter turns, half turns, 3/4 turns, and whole turns. Now, on the class page, there's a PDF file called Shape Cutouts. So what I want you to do is to take those shapes and print them off and cut them out so they look like this. If you don't have a printer, you can simply draw them on a piece of paper and cut them out as well. These will really help you with today's task because it is quite a tricky concept to understand without being able to visually see it. So if you have the shape in your hand, you can lay it on your table and flip it around and do your different turns and be able to actually see what you're doing. Now, what do you need to do first? We need to draw a big circle, and you're going to split your circle into 4 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. you are going to, after that, cut out your shapes and take them one by one. And I would suggest that you put a little dot at the top of your shape. This will let you know where the top is. So that way when you're turning it, you know when it gets back to the beginning. So we're going to start with the triangle. I'm going to put it in the middle of my circle. And I'm going to spin it. Now I've marked 4 big black circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my black dot always has to line up with one of these 4 circles. It can't be halfway through the circle. It can only meet at those 4 points. So right now it's facing the top point, facing the right way. I'm going to now turn it 1 time. Turning it 1 time, so this black dot is now facing number 2. I have now done a 1/4 turn. Now if I keep turning it, so now it's pointing to the bottom circle, I have now made a half turn. I've gone from the top all the way to the bottom. Now if I keep turning it again, to my black dot is pointing to this number 3, I have now made a 3/4 turn. And lastly, if I turn it back to the top, it's now facing the same way it did in the beginning. I have now gone a full circle. I have done a whole turn. Good job. Now let's try another shape. I've made the arrow here. And again, I suggest that you put some sort of dot on it to show where the front or where sort of the top of the shape is. Now let's set it on my circle facing towards the top black circle, and I'm going to turn it 1 time. What turn did I just make? Well done if you said a 1/4 turn. Good job. Now let's keep turning it again. What did I do now? Well done if you said I made a half turn. Good job. Let's keep turning the arrow. What turn have I made now? Good job if you said a 3/4 turn. And lastly, let's turn it. It looks just like it did in the beginning. What did I do now? Good job if you said a whole turn. Started from the top and it went all the way around. Well done to you. Now, the rest of your task is to take the other shapes that are on the class page and to try all the different shapes on your circle and try to decide, is it a 1/4 turn, a half turn, a 3/4 turn, or a whole turn? Happy learning!